There's so much about this movie and with Superman that were just completely bogus, just made up nonsense. It's not a bad film, but I wouldn't call it a great film either. It's so much better than what we've been getting from MCU, for sure.
That's what's happening right now. See, that's right. That's what it is. So you're going to feel like it's a good film because everything has been so bad. I mean, I'm a big fan of saying support the theaters and go watch movies in theater, but it's not a must-see thing. Yeah, it's not. There's no rush to it. Right. And I don't think the experience at the movie theater is going to be that much greater than on your big screen TV at home. And I would tell you, like, you got to go see Superman at the theater.
Yeah, that's a theater movie.
That's an experience you need at the theater. This movie is not.
Welcome to DC Unleashed. My name is Brian, and I am joined today by my brother and my partner in crime, Shane. How you doing today, brother?
No applause necessary. Thank you very much.
We're giving you all the applause. Yes, this is normally DC Unleashed. So it's weird that we're talking about a Marvel movie, right? But why not? You might want to hear our opinions because there's something about this movie that is either spelling the beginning of a proper competition between the DCU and the MCU, or the end of an era. One or the other. I think we're in for a great ride. Don't you think, Shane?
Yeah, I mean, I like a good competition. And I think that Marvel's juices are cooked up by what James Gunn has been delivering. I think they're ready to... And, you know, sword sharpens sword, right? So we could end up with really great superhero comic book movies going forward as a result of a little bit of competition.
If you saw the thumbnail, it says, not what we expected. Now, I'll tell you. I think Shane liked this movie more than I did, but there are things that I didn't expect. And I told this to Shane on the ride home. And we're going to get into the spoiler portion of this, but just to get our thoughts out there, this movie did feel like a sequel to a movie I had not seen yet. There was something missing, and at first it was fine, but then when you get to the very end with the end credits scene, it felt like maybe they're trying to sort of push this story as quickly as possible into the MCU proper so that it's ready for Doomsday.
That's 100% what they did. But I think they also... It looks like that Marvel's really trying to get away from the origin story. I mean, in all defense, James Gunn also did the same thing with Superman. They're just... I guess everybody feels like origin stories have been overdone. And to be fair, we've had multiple Fantastic Four movies that were all colossal failures. And each one of those had an origin story. Now, we did get a flashback origin story for the Fantastic Four, which explained how they got their superpowers, the fact that they were astronauts who went to space and you got hit with radiation and, you know, molecules were changed and they became who they are, of course. So, and they are the protectors of this Earth, which is not our Earth.
Real quick, we are going to be going into spoilers soon. So when you see the little dot, the little glowing light on our logo, that means that it is spoiler territory and you should avoid it. But if maybe you don't care, about spoilers and just continue watching, that's fine. We're going to give you a review. We're going to talk about some of the actors and the world. And then we're going to jump right into spoilers. We're not going to wait. We're not going to spend a lot of time on the non-spoiler review. So if you see that glowing right now, that is an example of what you're going to see in the spoiler section. So firstly, let's talk about the world. So the world is not our world. It's not our universe. It's another universe where it feels almost like a 50s style Apple store or something.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to put it. It's definitely the 1950s, but present day. I guess you would say.
It's retrofuturism. That's what the style is called. I normally like the retrofuturism look. I have a hard time turning my brain off though when they're like using records to like record.
Well, yeah, that was a thing, but I get it.
And the Herbie character, the robot, his face is like a tape player, and you take a tape out and you give it other instructions. And just me being a tech guy, I know for a fact that you could not operate any of that technology on tape decks or records. It just couldn't happen.
Right.
It's funny because at one point, the Human Torch, Johnny Storm, is listening to a recording in his helmet, and I'm thinking to myself, "Where's the record player in your helmet, dude? Like, how did they fit that in your helmet? Like, which is fine. I'm not going to overthink it. Whatever. It's a Marvel movie, but I did like the style. I do like retrofuturism, like a lot.
Right. I think Matt Shackman, who directed this movie, I think he made a clear decision that he wanted this Earth to look different. I mean, it is an alternate Earth, so this does. I mean, you look at it, you're like, boom! I feel like I'm in alternate Earth. A lot of times they do alternate Earths, and it doesn't seem like you're in an alternate reality.
Right.
It seems like you're just in the same reality. So I think they did a really good job visually making that happen. Now you got to remember, Matt Shackman originally was directing the next Star Trek movie.
That's right.
And actually gave it up to take this movie, which we talked about so long ago. So it's kind of funny to see it finally come to fruition.
We'll start with the main actor, Sue Storm.
Well, that's not fair. I don't think she's the main actor. I think she's the best character.
I'm making a joke because like a year ago, everyone was like, "It's going to be a Sue Storm-led movie," and none of that was true.
That's true. Yeah,
it's all about the MCU and none of that.
Right. Well, I mean, if you look at it and you see who's in it, you're like, oh, well, that's. I mean, and listen, in all fairness, that's exactly what Marvel had been doing. So why not?
Right.
Assume that that's what's going to happen.
Well,
you're right.
Because the people reporting on it weren't making assumptions. They were reporting on it. They were saying, this is what's happening. That's why you can't, it's really hard to believe people that have a clear motivation to get views by making people upset. It wasn't a Sue Storm centered movie. It was very much centered on the entire group.
It was a team.
It was a team. It was an ensemble movie for sure. And Sue Storm was not a Mary Sue. She was very much pretty much a traditional wife with a strong woman for sure, but a traditional, woman. Nothing weird, nothing woke about it whatsoever. So all those reports, totally bogus. I'm only saying them because there's so much about this movie and with Superman that were just completely bogus, just made up nonsense. They take one scene they saw or one kind of tone they can pull out of the film, and they amplify the most rage-inducing part of that in order to get a clickbait thumbnail on YouTube or Twitter or whatever, so they can get engagements. So once you realize that people make money based on how mad you are when you're clicking on it, you should stop trusting those people, because almost everything said about this film was just fake. And I'm not saying it's a good film. Shane did like it. That's what he told me. I didn't like it as much as he did. It wasn't a bad movie, but it certainly wasn't a woke film. Pedro Pascal wasn't gay. He didn't have a relationship with the Human Torch. None of that happened. Okay, Ben Grimm and Johnny Storm weren't a couple before the accident. None of that was true. None of it was true. It was all fake, all just made up for rage clicks. You should probably stop. In fact, do me a favor. If that bothers you, remember who got you to click on those videos and go unfollow them right now. Like stop watching their videos, because they made you believe things about this movie that wasn't true. And they've done it for Superman, and they've done it on a lot of movies. And I'm only now seeing it so prevalently, because before, when they did it with movies that had a woke quality to it, you could be like, oh, I can see how they would interpret that. I can see how they can see it that way. And we gave them the benefit of the doubt. But now that these movies are coming out with zero woke anything, that really are just focused completely on the story, good or bad, now it's really obvious that all of this is just sort of made up nonsense for clicks. And it's disappointing.
Yeah. We're 2 movies in a row now, with Thunderbolts and with Fantastic Four, where it's not woke at all.
Nothing.
It's not weird. The characters aren't off-putting. Now the TV series Ironheart might have been a little different. There might have been some things there that weren't great.
Yeah, I mean, there was definitely woke stuff in that. In this movie, there's nothing woke whatsoever. There's nothing injected. There's no weird gender bending or anything like that. None of that happened in this movie. This movie is a classic story. and it's probably the best of the Fantastic Four movies. That's not saying much, but it's certainly not woke.
And the complaints about the Silver Surfer being a woman, well, the reality is that there was a female Silver Surfer in the Marvel Comics. So, it's canon, I guess, so to speak.
Well, I think that they're using the female Silver Surfer in this movie because those characters are going to the MCU proper timeline or reality or universe or whatever. And there's a Silver Surfer there that is the main proper Silver Surfer. I think they wanted to utilize a different Silver Surfer so they can utilize the correct Silver Surfer in future movies when these characters are in our universe.
Yeah, because this Silver Surfer, as we'll find out, well, we won't. We'll talk later about what.
Yeah, and the spoiler. Okay, so let's talk about the actors. Speaking of Sue Storm, Vanessa Kirby did a good job.
She was solid. Actually, I think, like I was saying, she was the best. She was the most standout character of all of them. Like, they were all pretty good. And Pedro Pascal, we'll talk about him, but, I definitely thought that was going to be a train wreck. Not so bad. But Vanessa Kirby stands out. Not only is she a beautiful woman, but I think she really kind of held the Sue Storm mantle together, right. And I don't know if they could have picked much of a better Sue Storm, actually.
So the same thing I said about Rachel Brosnahan as Lois is what I'm going to say here about Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. I think that the casting is great. She pulls off what I assume would be a good Sue Storm. She looks the role. She looks like the comics interpretation of the character. She has the same wit, the same humor, the same strength, the same general character. It's good casting. Hands down, good casting.
Yeah, now would I have liked to see,
Emily Blunt?
Emily Blunt, yes. But here's what's interesting. As much as I have the Emily Blunt, John Krasinski, desire, now I'm not so sure. I love Emily Blunt, but I think Vanessa Kirby did a really good job here. So
yeah, she did. She did a great job. All right, let's talk about Pedro Pascal. This is the man that's in every movie ever made. And you can't turn a trailer on without seeing Pedro's face just staring back at you.
Well, it's on top of that, he's constantly in social media, people complaining about him touching people and his mannerisms, and just everything about him is just such a weird, pop culture moment. And so I honestly thought he was going to derail this movie. As it turns out, he actually played it pretty well.
Yeah, he did not do bad. He wasn't, unlike his real world counterpart, he was not weird. He played a pretty solid Mr. Fantastic. I like that he was the torn version of Fantastic, the one troubled with demons, always trying to solve the problem, almost slightly autistic in his problem solving methods.
Yeah.
Not always social, not always able to understand emotions, but clearly a genius. They made this Mr. Fantastic a genius. He wasn't a suave, debonair guy. Unlike other Fantastics that were leading man, this guy actually had an air like you bought him as a genius. Almost Asperger's kind of genius that has demons, that thinks about the terrifying stuff out there and tries to solve it.
Right. And he was also a leader. So he was the leader of their group. Even if they all shared responsibility, they did look to him when they were out of answers.
Which was great. That's exactly what you want from Mr. Fantastic. So, I mean, as much as I'm not a fan of Pedro Pascal, he did a very good job in this movie. So
I thought he was fine, yeah. Still would have liked me some John Krasinski, but hey.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen. But that would have been nice to see him and John and Emily Blunt. That would have been great.
I don't know if John would have had the acting chops to pull off this character.
Yeah, you're probably right. Version. He would have gone with the leading man, kind of typical. Yeah. And what we needed was that subtle emotion where his eyes sort of dart back and forth, where he's looking for answers, where he's, I think this, if they continue this franchise, we're going to see the Mr. Fantastic that breaks bad because he thinks he's doing the right thing, like in the comic books.
It almost happened here.
It almost happened here. Yeah, and that's the Mr. Fantastic we want. Someone who's on the edge of what's ethically moral, what's ethically okay. The one where the Avengers actually have to stop, and both think they're the hero of the story. He thinks he's the hero, saving the world, and they think they're the hero stopping him.
So did Thanos.
Yeah, well, but the only problem with Thanos is we didn't realize Thanos' motivations until the series was done.
I know, to the Eternals. Yeah.
Until the Eternals. That's my biggest criticism of the whole Endgame Infinity Saga storyline, is that how great would it have been had we known Thanos' motivations like we did in Eternals before Endgame. It would have been really great if Eternals came out when Captain Marvel came out.
Instead of Captain
Marvel. Give us Eternals instead of Captain Marvel right between Infinity War and Endgame, and it would have made Endgame, that entire saga, even better.
100%.
Because knowing his motivations makes that character so good. The only reason I like Eternals, the only reason, is because of what they established with the Celestials and Thanos. That's
It's
it.
the only reason to like it.
Yeah, I agree.
Is the clarification.
That's it. Joseph Quinn as Human Torch. I could take him or leave him. Nothing special. Wasn't bad. Wasn't good. Wasn't woke. Just was.
No, he was a supposedly playboy, womanizer, whatever, love space. Just like the character is supposed to be. What I would say is the actor just doesn't have enough charisma to carry. I would argue that Captain America is probably
Chris Evans.
Yeah, Chris Evans is probably the best Human Torch.
Yeah, him reprising his role in Deadpool and Wolverine was awesome.
It was great, yeah. But Joseph Quinn, I will say that this Johnny Storm and Sue Storm, they do give off brother-sister vibes. Mm-hmm. Way better than I think any other Fantastic Four has done.
Well, I mean, dude, Chris Evans and Jessica Alba made no sense.
No, they seem like they wanted to do each other, honestly.
Yeah. It was they had the wrong kind of chemistry.
Wrong chemistry.
At no point did I think that she was into Mr. Fantastic. I thought she was just biding her time until Chris Evans was available.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense. So like, are those siblings boning down?
And these two, they look similar, so that works. And his character doesn't play that big of a role. But I would say, like, if you could, and you're going to get a lot of comparisons to Superman because these two movies came out close to each other, and you're going to see in the media a lot coming up, like a lot of people who want Superman to do bad to talk about how great Fantastic Four is.
Right.
And one of the things that it's definitely
the Snyder bots are going to lose their mind. They're like, all of a sudden they're MCU fans. Like
right. Well, so what's going to happen is this movie is very much a Marvel Phase 2 leading up. It's leading up to the Avengers assembling. They're past the individual stories, right? This is very much solid in that game, like those movies were, right? But what's going to happen is people are going to be like, this movie's better than the other one. But what I'm going to tell you is that for the individual characters, if you look at Superman, you look at Lois Lane, you look at Jimmy Olsen, you look at Lex Luthor, all of those characters individually were much more interesting and better acted characters than this one. This feels a little bit more mellow yellow, a little bit, white bread, basic.
Yeah, vanilla.
Yeah, very vanilla.
A little basic. Yeah.
Standard performances.
It could have been a long TV episode and I wouldn't have been surprised.
It felt very much like a Marvel TV show almost.
Yeah, it did.
Taking a look at Ben Grimm's character. So this is an interesting one because I think of all the Fantastic Four movies, this character is where they really get it right or screw it up big time. And in the 2015 version, I didn't like that Ben Grimm. In the 2005 version, I did like the character. In this version,
that's only because Michael Chiklis looks like Ben Grimm already.
Actually, that's fair. That's a fair point.
Like when they put him in the costume, we're like, so it's Michael Chiklis.
Same guy.
It's just the same guy. What did you do? You just gave him like different skin tone, like.
Which is weird because Eben Moss Bachrach, who plays Ben Grimm in this one, he is from Massachusetts with the Boston accent and everything going on.
Yeah.
But he doesn't look like it. Like his human characteristics does not look like the character, which I found kind of interesting.
I was looking forward most to him, and I was most disappointed as usual. I don't know. I expected more.
What did you expect though? Like,
you know what? Again, it needed to be a TV show. There needed more time to flesh out these characters.
That's true.
Ben Grimm, without character development, is a weak character. With character development, he's a strong character. You don't have enough time to give him character development in a single movie.
Right, because in this iteration, in this movie, he's accepted. Whereas he's kind of the guy he's the one who looks different. So in the other movies, he was kind of a little bit the outsider, a little bit of the freak.
Right.
Right. They didn't go that route at all here.
Not at all.
He was, accepted, liked, which was a little different. But at the same time, I thought the graphics were good. And I thought the actor was good. And I thought he meshed well with the other characters. He was definitely, part of the family for sure.
Yeah, that wasn't a problem. What I was disappointed about was that it could have been the most complex character, but just like every other movie they've ever done, they didn't have time to tell that story.
Yeah, and this movie goes along for quite some time while you're thinking, wow, really, they're not giving themselves much time for the action. Right. It did feel like, the first half of the movie was, a setup. And I was worried about it. I was actually kind of looking at my watch a little bit going, are they going to have time to get through and everything? I mean, they do. But you're right. This really needed more. But Marvel's going into the sunset, bro. They want to get to Avengers Doomsday. So,
yeah, they're rushing it for sure. All right, one last character before we go spoilers. Let's talk about Silver Surfer, a.k.a. Julia Garner, who I like as an actor a lot. I loved her in Ozark. She's so passionate and her emotions are all over her face when she acts. It's really fun to see her work. That said, you make her a metal woman and you can't see any of that.
Yes.
There's no expression. There's no change in her voice. It's all monotone, Silver Surfer. You took a character that is known for her extreme expressions, and you gave her the handicap of not being able to express herself. Not even her voice was expressive.
Right. Although I will say, when she's delivering the first message, it's pretty chilling. Like, it is seeming like it's coming from a force that you will have difficulty fighting back against.
Lastly, Paul Walter Hauser played Mole Man. Did not like that character. Do not like that comedian. He was not required to be in the movie. You could have cut out all of his stuff and nothing would have changed.
Not
completely really. And totally useless. Again, cut all of his scenes out and give us more time with Ben Grimm, please.
They desperately wanted to show us that this Earth was different, and they did that with his character and his purpose. So that's probably why he stayed, I'm guessing. But he was not funny at all.
No.
Of all the Marvel movies that have come out up to this point, I would say that this is probably the third best.
Listen, we're going to the spoiler section. You can stay if you want. I hope you do. But if you don't want to, if you want to be spoilered, then take a hike. We'll see you next time. The light should be blinking right now, and here we go. First spoiler. You know why this show needed to be a TV series? Because the baby was born, and then a minute freaking later, he was 2 years old. There was literally no time between being a newborn and being 2 years old.
Yeah, oh yeah, they can't use a newborn. I mean, newborns, you can't act with them.
I know, but that's why you need more time to tell the story. Like, you need more time to tell the story.
But the baby, was not 2 years old. Just to be clear, it was a month old.
I know, but it was expressing itself like a much older baby.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, if you're saying that, I get it. I'm just saying,
I'm sorry. I'm not saying it was chronologically 2 years old. I'm saying it's acting like a 2-year-old when it was born a month ago.
Very true.
It literally was born, and then it was just an expressive child, and you're like,
shouldn't even be able to raise its head after a month.
Right, bro. Right. Let alone make noises.
Yeah. I mean, no, it's that's a little troublesome. I
Right.
mean, the fact that they had the baby at all was, I think, a huge mistake.
Yeah, it was a mistake. Yeah. Like I said, we felt like this was a sequel to a movie we had not seen. Introducing the Franklin character this soon is a mistake. Hands down, a mistake. Introducing Galactus this soon is a mistake. That's like their ultimate big bad. Massive mistake. Not introducing Doom until an end credit scene is just backwards. You're giving us Doom after Galactus? What?
Right, and it's kind of weird because they essentially wiped Galactus away. I think because he was in the way. Like people would have they did Galactus, I think, because you got to do Galactus. It's important, but they wanted to get him out of the way because their goal is to get to Avengers with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Avengers Doomsday. Yeah, but the problem is, bro, there feels like there's stuff missing. And they're doing exactly what they did with the first DCEU, where they're like rushing into a team up again.
Right. Well, and it made no sense. I mean, look what they did. They took this character and they zapped him on the other side of the universe. Now, how would he have enough energy to do that? Like, as he's doing it, they had to like turn off all the power to all the electronics on Earth.
Yeah.
In order to make the thing work in the first place. How did they zap him? Billions and billions of light years away. You know what I'm saying? It was just convenient because now he won't get back to him for a million years. So Galactus, he's wiped out of the MCU. He's done, right? Because he's so far away, can never come back.
Yeah, I guess a Tesseract would do that. I'm trying to think about the physics, like an Einstein-Rosen
he barely made an
bridge.
egg move across the table.
I know, but it's not about energy. The energy consumption is not about distance; it's about size. The distance doesn't matter because you're just folding a piece of paper essentially.
Yeah, but I mean,
like if it's the I don't know what the physics, but like if it's the Einstein-Rosen bridge or like the Tesseract style of teleporting, then the energy is all about is about the size, the mass of what you're teleporting, not about the distance.
But it has to be part of the distance too.
I mean, I get what you're saying.
How
do they even know what's a million miles away? Like, these guys are using records to record stuff. How can they even see a million miles into space, bro?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is the whole point of me putting this
they don't have cell phones, but they can see the other side of the galaxy. Like, I didn't make no sense, dog. Like,
yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to say. It didn't make sense. Like, it felt like they were trying to, sweep stuff under the rug quickly.
Right, and Galactus is not something you sweep under the rug. It's supposed to be like the big bad. Imagine if Iron Man was Iron Man versus Thanos. Right? Like, does that make any sense to anyone? Like, imagine if Superman came out a couple weeks ago and it was like Superman versus Darkseid. You're like, no, you build up to that, bro. Galactus is their Darkseid. It's their Thanos. It's their big bad.
Well, there was no defeating him, which I find interesting. So you introduce your first villain as somebody that can't be defeated,
right?
Which is strange,
right? And we had the same problem with okay. So this was the same exact problem with the Kang Dynasty that, thank God, did not work. I think the guy who was playing Kang did us a favor by being domestic violence and abusing drugs, because he did MCU a favor by being a bad boy so he can get fired and they can leave that horrible storyline, because remember, Kang is supposed to be like this big giant bad guy, but every time we saw him, he got his ass whooped. At no point did you ever feel like he was a threat, when he literally died like in every single encounter.
Right.
Like, Ant-Man beat him. Bro, Ant-Man beat him. Loki beat him. Every time we saw the character, he got whooped. Do you really expect us to believe he's like the next big Thanos? I don't know. The thing about this is that they did this the wrong order. Galactus first, too soon. Doomsday it wasn't even an end credit scene. Like, it was just at the end of the movie, by the way.
What was?
The Doomsday end credit scene?
It was at the end of the credits.
No, I saw it literally at the end of the movie. Like,
No, I
it
watched-
was the last scene of the movie for me.
Oh, you're right. Well, actually, you know what? Oh, you're right. It was. So
It wasn't even an
did-
end credit. It wasn't even mid credit scene or end credit scene. It was literally just the
That's
end of the
true.
movie.
actually, the end credit scene was
Cartoon.
the cartoon. Yeah.
Which, did that have any bearing? I didn't
Nope,
stay.
none. It was just something fun to throw at the end.
Yeah, I asked my buddy Sean, I was like, hey, there's 2 end credit scenes. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, which one do I need to watch? He goes, well, you need to watch the first one. The second one doesn't matter. I'm like, okay. And I got to ask him, like, bro, is the first end credit scene, are you talking about the last scene of the movie? Because there was no credits.
There was a pause, though.
A
There was
slight pause, bro.
It's kind of the way they've been doing it lately. You know what I mean? There might have even been like a director's name thrown up or something, and then it went to it. You know what I mean?
I don't know, but him being, first off, it wasn't Robert Downey Jr. It was a guy wearing the Doomsday costume.
Well, yeah, they didn't show his face. So
We're assuming it's Robert Downey Jr., but we actually don't know, to be fair. Showing that character at the end of the movie after just being the Galactus, or at least solving the problem of Galactus, feels like it's so hard to explain, but like you're going the wrong direction. What we needed to see was a movie with no baby, the Fantastic Four. Like, you could have had the intro the exact same, where they've been around for 4 years, blah blah blah, whatever. And then you introduce Doomsday, and they have to deal with a Doomsday level threat, right? Or not Doomsday, Doctor Doom. And then after they somehow deal with that. And in the second movie, when you think Doctor Doom has been, he's out of the picture, he's been, beaten, he's solved, they somehow, is victorious against Galactus, and they teleport him somewhere in space. And then you see that scene with him and Franklin together after you've already been introduced to the character, then it's huge. The whole theater would have been like, oh, it would have been a moment. It would have been an event moment, bro.
They couldn't do it. The reason why they can't do it is they don't have anything else. They can't wait 3 years to build up Fantastic Four because they don't have any other movies to make. They have butted themselves against this Avengers Doomsday. They got nothing else. They're on a time schedule. So imagine you would have needed 3 movies. You would have needed 2 movies and then Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, you would have needed 2 Fantastic Four movies. You're right.
Right. But what do they got in between? What other movies could they make?
Well, let's find out. Like, okay, so Avengers Endgame.
They couldn't do another Thunderbolts.
That's right. Avengers Doomsday comes out in 2026. So it's next year.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no fucking time.
There's no time. So the Thunderbolts,
there's no
because
time.
They got that end credit scene with the Fantastic Four showing up, which was another mistake, that there's no connection to them.
No connection. They didn't even leave the universe. So how are they going to tell this story? Now we're going to see Avengers Avengers Doomsday. Are we going to see Fantastic Four first? Like,
we have to. They have to come to the correct Earth. So they're going to spend so much time setting up that before they pull together the Avengers. Who are the Avengers going to be, bro? Who are the Avengers?
Sue Storm, Florence Pugh as Black Widow. I told you that other chick wasn't playing Black Widow. It is Florence Pugh.
Is it her?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was created as Black Widow. So Florence Pugh is the new Black Widow. No powers. Petra Pascal.
Neither did Natasha.
That's fine. But yeah, that's true. That's true.
Her superpower was controlling the Hulk.
The power of femininity.
I got to tell you, I didn't like Black Widow until she got a movie. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wait, I like this character now.
Yeah, the Hulk is like, boobies. I calm down now.
Sun's going down, big guy.
Yes, it is going down. Petra Pascal is playing Mr. Fantastic.
Okay.
James Marsden is playing Cyclops. Our friend James Marsden is back.
Whoa, so we got to have an X-Men movie.
No, yeah, there's no X-Men movie.
There has to be.
No, there isn't, bro. There's no X-Men movie. They're just jumping into Avengers Doomsday with no explanation whatsoever.
You're right, really?
Yes, bro. This comes out next year.
this is going to be a colossal fuck up. This is going to be such a disaster.
This might be honestly, this might be the worst.
This could be this could be the Justice. This could be the Marvel's Justice League.
The Justice League. It could be the Justice League.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're right. Okay,
Right?
so let me finish this cast real quick. So Sue Storm. Where did I stop? Okay, so Vanessa Kirby, Sue Storm, Florence Pugh, whatever. Black Widow, Pedro Pascal, Mr. Fantastic, James Marsden, Cyclops, Robert Downey Jr., Doctor Doom, Alan Cummings playing Nightcrawler, which is great.
Yeah, he's great.
Rebecca, yeah, he's great. Rebecca Romaine as Mystique, Louis Pullman as the Sentry, Ian McKellen's back as Magneto,
Really?
Joseph Quinn, Human Torch, Kelsey Grammer's back as the Beast, Chris Hemsworth's back as Thor, Patrick Stewart, Charles Xavier.
Chris Hemsworth's back?
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth's back as the Thor. Yep.
All right.
You know what's weird? I'm not seeing a whole lot of classic Avengers here yet.
I was going to say, you haven't mentioned Captain America yet.
Oh yeah, he's not on here yet. He's not here at all, actually. Hold up. Chris Hemsworth, Thor, Patrick Stewart, Charles Xavier. Shannon Tatum's back as the Gambit.
Lord.
Wyatt Russell.
Something we didn't need.
Wyatt Russell, U.S. agent. You like him. Tom Hiddleston is back as Loki. I'm not sure how.
How are they getting all these people in the movie? Really?
How are they getting Loki back too? When at the end of Loki, he like ascended to be like the god of time or whatever.
I don't know.
Anthony
Is it on
Mackie.
IMDb?
Anthony Mackie, Sam Wilson, aka
Okay.
Captain America. Namor's back. Tanaka Hirata, Namor, and no one likes that character.
Dude, even Shang-Chi's in this thing.
Yeah, Shang-Chi, Bucky Barnes, Doctor Strange, Shuri, Miss Marvel. I do like Miss Marvel. I like the
We got
actress.
M'Baku who's going to be in this thing from Wakanda.
Wakanda Forever. Yeah,
Patrick
so is
Stewart's in this?
Namor.
Wait a sec. Patrick Stewart's in this?
Yeah, as Charles Xavier.
Holy shit.
Here, you want to hint that Chris Evans, Captain America's in it? Haley Atwell is on the cast list with no character name. Haley Atwell is the person who played Captain America's wife in First Avenger, or love interest, then wife.
She was good looking.
Oh, she's beautiful. But here's the deal: if she's in the movie, then that's a clear sign that they're hiding the Chris Evans casting from us.
There's no way Chris Evans is back.
Oh yeah, I bet you he is. They're gonna go through time and pick up a young. That's why else would you run into Haley Atwell? Because you use a time machine to go get Chris Evans. You know, when he was spending time with his wife, Haley Atwell. And Paul Rudd back as Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, and Paul Bettany back as the Vision, which I'm not sure how the Vision's dead as fuck. But
Wow. Even David Harbour is going to be back as Lexi.
here's a question: when does Vision Quest come out?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question because
That should be soon.
it is. Ooh, it is so close to the Doomsday release, bro.
No way. Really?
Yes. Oh my God. We're talking about Vision Quest comes out July 2026, right before Doomsday.
That's good. That means it's going to have some stuff.
That's not good for our buddy Terry.
So you telling me that nothing's coming out for a year that's Marvel related?
Nothing for literally a year. And in 1 year, we get Vision Quest, and a few months later, we get Doomsday.
That might actually be good for them. Time to dry off, get it out of your system a little bit.
Maybe.
It might be more interesting to people, but
Maybe.
There's just too many. Oh my God! Even in the Avengers movies, there weren't this many damn characters.
There's a lot of characters. So basically, you have the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, all the Avengers if you include Doom, the X-Men, all the Wakanda people, all the Shang-Chi people. So pretty much anyone that's still alive in this universe and a few people that are dead are coming back for one glorious movie. I don't know, man. It seems like a mistake.
Interesting. Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, this seems like a mistake. This seems like a huge mistake, bro.
Looks like this Vision TV series is also going to be the last one to feature major characters from the movies. So Marvel's put out that this is it for major characters from movies.
There's no more big series, movies, tie-ins. It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's kicked their ass.
Yeah, but here's some rumored characters: Chris Evans, Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman.
They're not bringing him in here.
Apparently, these are there.
I mean, you can rumor that all you want.
There are several characters that are not on the cast list, but they are working. As far as because behind the scenes,
I'm confused.
Behind the scenes photos put these people at work at the time they're shooting this, but they're not working on any other project. The only project they could be working on is Doomsday.
I'm confused. Patrick Stewart's Professor X, wasn't that pretty much the end of him in Logan?
Logan's a different timeline. Logan was like a future timeline or something.
Was it?
Yeah. So the problem with Logan is you saw the end of Wolverine and Professor X. Like what you saw was the end of the X-Men universe. They jumped way forward in time and showed you the very end of all that. And
okay, so
all of this is taking place before any of that happens.
Then what was Days of Future Past?
That was a time travel thing where they go, where they use, okay.
Pull your shit together, X-Men.
The Days of Future Past.
I don't know where you're at.
And tell me if I'm wrong, chat, okay? Hit me up in the comment section if I'm wrong here. No one could survive the trip back except for like the consciousness, the change, but no one was alive.
Right. They were all dead.
Oh, no, that's not true. Charles Xavier was like, some people are alive, but they were so old, their consciousness wouldn't survive the trip back to their bodies. But Wolverine was still, in his prime because he's like practically immortal. So they sent him back to his younger self.
Which I really like that movie a lot.
Yeah.
But I still don't understand that part of it. So
I feel like you have to like suspend a little bit.
Listen, I thought they should have in my opinion, you should just go with the new X-Men, the younger version X-Men people. That would have been way better. I know they can't do that, but I would much prefer seeing, I love.
Marvel's a mess. And it's a mess. It's more of a mess because they're trying to combine and I'm sorry to say, for all the X-Men fans out there, X-Men was failing hard. Apocalypse was not well received. It lost a lot of money.
It was a bad movie, though.
It was a bad movie. Phoenix was not well received. It lost money. The first time they rebooted it, it made money. It was promising. But every movie after that the Days of Future Past did not work. And the reason they did that was because the old movies weren't working either. Once it's almost like X-Men is awesome the first couple times, and then the newness wears off and you're not interested. And they reboot that franchise twice, and now MCU proper is just bringing those characters into the fold. I think it's dangerous. You know what? It would have been great. It would have been great. I know everyone loves Hugh Jackman. So do I, guys. But guys, how about this? Henry Cavill. Give me Henry Cavill Wolverine. Why don't you just do that? Why don't you just recast all these characters? Recast every one of these characters. Keep Gambit. We never saw him in a real movie.
He isn't any good. You do not want him.
Yeah, but he's funny.
He's an idiot.
He's funny though, man.
But he's an idiot. What is this movie going to be?
I think Channing Tatum. I like Channing Tatum's whole personality because he knows he's not like a great actor, but he's like.
I'm okay with that. What I'm saying is, I just don't. If a movie is supposed to be great, you don't take an average guy and throw him in it.
By the way, another hint that
Especially
Deadpool and Wolverine
accent he doesn't even have.
Oh, it's not. It's definitely not.
Gumbo.
The whole point is that you can't understand him.
I get. Well, I live there. Trust me, I know. Yeah. But he didn't sound like them,
bro. You know what? This is what's funny is if you want to hint that Deadpool and Wolverine are in this movie and they're not, and they're just hiding it. Why else would Gambit be in this film?
It's gonna have to be a 4-hour movie, dude.
Dude, it's gonna be so long, right? Like, how do you tell this story?
Have to be.
Like, maybe make it a two-parter then. Maybe like Doomsday 1 and 2. Like,
so I had it wrong. I think X-Men First Class was the one where they went back in time with Wolverine's body.
that's
I
the
said
one.
X-Men Last Stand.
Whatever it's called. No, it was Days of Future Past.
It was Days of Future Past.
Last Stand did not make any money either.
That was the third one, yeah.
Yeah, did not do well.
That was the one where, was that the one? Yeah, that was the one where Bryan Singer swapped up and decided to go make Superman.
Right.
And then he got his ass kicked by his own movie.
Yeah, his own hubris.
I guess we should go back to this movie, though.
I don't know how we got so disconnected. Anyways, all right. Yeah, so the end credits saying Doctor Doom. We've already established all that. Here's the spoilers that I would like to touch on. Ben Grimm they have like this weird relationship sort of kickoff with Natasha Lyonne, who I like a lot, but it's completely a waste of time. Not necessary. So far, I can tell you the scenes I would cut from this movie. Anything between Ben Grimm and Natasha Lyonne.
Yep.
Anything with Paul Walter Moleman. Anything with Moleman. All the Moleman scenes. All the Natasha Lyonne scenes. That alone would buy you 15 minutes where you can dedicate to the character that is Ben Grimm.
At least 10 minutes for sure.
At least 10 minutes. Easily. Because those characters are not important.
Yeah, cut anything out that has Sarah Niles in it. And that's Lynn Nichols' character. That woman is in everything. That woman is in freaking everything. F1. I mean, there's like 4 movies this year this woman's in.
Yeah, Sarah Niles. Told you could cut out all the Sarah Niles scenes. Completely
Didn't
useless.
even know why she was in it.
Why?
She was like supposed to be like a politician, I think.
Oh, she was like the assistant to Sue Storm or something?
Really?
I think so.
I didn't work off that way to me.
I don't know. She was in Heads of State too, and she was she was the person that they tried to pin the shit on.
Yeah.
And I didn't like her in that either. I don't know why she's getting so much work. She's not memorable. She's not especially a good actor.
You know why she's getting all the work, bro.
No, I don't actually.
Listen, a prominent black actress. She's risen to prominence in these roles. She's like, dude, she's like the cherry on top of your movie ice cream. Like, if you get her, and you guys got to understand something, if you're not familiar with this, all these studios and the people who are hiring, they still have to make sure they're diversifying their cast a lot. And guess what Fantastic Four is? A white ass film. So you gotta, the studios know they gotta add some color in there.
So you're saying diversity? Like, well, why don't you get a black actress? Then that's more interesting.
I'm just saying she's acceptable. Like, you're doing the right stuff when you cast her. Hollywood looks at it as you cast Sarah Niles, you're hitting the diversified buttons in the right places.
Maybe.
She's not a bad actress.
I mean, she's not a good actress either. She's so immemorable. Like, nothing about her is memorable.
She had no purpose in this movie. She had a couple lines, so you could have put anybody in that role.
Literally,
I guess is the point.
Yeah.
It's not that she's
that's how
terrible.
I felt. Yeah, and that's how I felt about Julia Garner's character. Literally, anyone could play that.
True. And so Sarah, she was actually good in F1. She played the mom of the racer.
Okay.
So I mean, but it's window dressing.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff you can cut out. It's funny because this movie needed to be longer. It felt like it needed to be longer, but also I could have cut 15 minutes out of this movie. That was unnecessary.
It was an hour and 55 minutes. I don't know why. I know why. They want them under 2 hours so they can run them more times in the theater. They want more runs. They earn more revenue that way. Okay. If you're over 2 hours, you get less views. So these studios magically want something that's just under 2 hours. Well, this one is just under 2 hours, but they're cutting they're cutting their face off to spite their nose because this movie doesn't have enough in it, not enough explaining.
Right.
So
let me give you my review with spoilers here real quick. So the whole scene is sort of like Jetsons, retrofuturistic.
Yeah.
But a lot of the technology doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And as a tech guy, I was having a hard time. I wanted to just cut my brain off and enjoy it. But like every time they introduced something that was supposed to be like, oh, look at this quirky thing this universe uses, it was like, how does that work? How does it,
Yeah.
like there's retrofuturism where like you can actually make it work when there's like when there's a show when Data in Broken Arrow used a ton of old school transistors to like create that thing. Like that made sense. He had to use so many of them to do the same thing as one thing. So it would have made there's a way to make retrofuturism work where like I can buy it a little bit as a tech guy. But like pulling records out as none of that stuff. I didn't like that at all. I liked Herbie. It's fine.
Well, there's a lot of trust me, bro, in this.
A lot of trust me, bro, in this. Yeah, for sure. The humongous Galactus. Yeah, terrifying. Cool. There wasn't a whole lot about him. Everything was sort of like this. Oh, let me just tell you this in passing. I'm billions of years old. He must have existed before this reality. Like, how does that
before the creation of the universe is what they say.
And when they said that, I was like, and I love that Sue Storm was like, what? So he's God? Like, yeah, like, and he was like, no, I'm not saying that, but like but they went too far with it. Like they went.
Yeah.
I know the comics had it so that he actually did exist before that reality they were in because he's from a different reality.
Yeah.
But that is so deep cut. Just leave that part out of it. Like leave it out because it causes a malfunction in your brain. The second you say before time begun, you're like, what are you talking about, dude?
Well, and here's another one that causes trouble in your brain. They take faster than light travel to get to Galactus. Their faster than light travel device gets destroyed, and somehow they get home in a month. So I'm just saying, like,
oh yeah,
that didn't make
dude,
any damn sense.
Thank you. Okay, that actually bothered me so much, bro. This bothered me so much. So remember when they're like lining up to the FTL thing that's in orbit?
Yes.
And it's this whole scene where they spend all this time carefully lining up to this thing so that it's calibrated or whatever, so they can go take off. And then later on, they just slam into that motherfucker.
Yeah, Ben did, yeah.
and then they take off. And then they go to the FTL to a black hole. I'm not even sure how they know where all these planets are. How do they even know where a black hole is? Their technology is records. They're using records to store information.
And it wasn't even a black hole. It was supposed to be a neutron star, which technically has the gravity of a black hole, but isn't a black hole. But what I looked at was a black hole.
Yeah, 100% black hole.
Yeah.
So and then they somehow trick Silver Surfer into going through them or whatever and then getting trapped in the black hole. But then they get away, no big deal.
Yeah, well, here's the other problem. Like,
and then it takes them a month to get home, but they're like thousands of light years away.
Right. Well, and here's another
And they were
one.
low on fuel.
Wait, here's and they
Slingshotted
it around a star, I guess. But still, here's the other thing. The Silver Surfer could see them when they were invisible before, right? Track them, but all of a sudden now she couldn't see them.
Yeah, I didn't understand all that. Yeah. All right, so Fee Fi Fum Galactus is like he's eating worlds. We didn't actually understand. We didn't get any information as to why he has this insatiable hunger to eat planets. Why those planets have to be populated,
right.
Guys? There are trillions and trillions of planets in the universe, and most of them, and when I say most, a healthy 90+% of them at least are completely inhabited.
Right.
But yet this guy just happened to choose that his last 5 meals are fully inhabited worlds.
Well, he didn't choose them.
Or she did. So even worse. So she's the monster? Anyways, didn't understand. Like, they at least explain it. Well, it has to be. Maybe like the celestial thing. It's all about life energy. It has to be something. Maybe the hunger has something to do with,
We understood nothing from that movie.
We understood nothing. None of it was explained in any way. And then Galactus gets to Earth. They somehow beat Galactus to Earth without FTL.
Well, they said she would be stuck in the black hole for a month.
And so I guess he can't go to Earth until she gets back.
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they beat Galactus to Earth.
How long did it take them to build that stuff? That was the other thing that was confusing too. Like they got there. I mean, okay, if Galactus could go thousands of light years, right, to Earth, he got to Jupiter pretty damn fast in like a month. Why did it take him like a week to get from Jupiter to Earth?
I know. I thought the same thing. Like, why is it taking him so long to get to Earth?
Yeah, because they need time to build it, Brian.
Right, I know, and that's I can't cut my brain off for this. Just have him show up on the edge of the solar system after you built it.
You're ready. You didn't even need to say he's coming.
So like everything about this movie feels like it's out of order. Like things are done out of order.
Right.
Almost like, and Shackman's not this way, but it feels like Shackman doesn't understand. Like he's like a novice at editing in some way.
Well, he's not the editor, but he should know what good editing is.
All right, so here's another problem. And I'm sorry I'm just saying problems, but like these are problems, okay? Galactus, there's no reason that they don't explain why Galactus comes down to the planet versus Silver Surfer. When we just saw Silver Surfer go down there to stop. So they're trying to teleport. Another thing, I got to say this. They're trying to teleport the Earth away from Galactus. How dangerous is that?
Dude.
Holy crap. What if you don't? What if you teleport into his sun?
That's what I was talking about.
Where does it go? Where does
here's the other thing.
The planet go?
Bro, you're not teleporting just... Listen, you can teleport just the Earth. Did you forget that the moon... We need the moon?
We need the moon.
Without the moon, our oceans are not normal.
We're screwed without the moon.
Right. So
there's so many problems with that. And then at the very this could have been an entire episode of TV, like them building the things at the very end of it, right before it works. Silver Surfer blowing up the teleporter pads or whatever.
Dude, I know why this felt like a TV series. Matt Shackman's last 3 things: WandaVision, Welcome to Chippendales, Monarch Legacy of Monsters, all TV series.
No joke.
All TV series, bro.
You know, I liked Monarch though.
But as a TV series, he only directed 2 episodes of that. What I'm saying is he's used to directing TV.
Right.
I'm looking for let's look at the last movie he got. Oh my God. Dude, this is his first movie.
That's not good.
This is his first movie. He's done nothing but TV since 2002, bro. Nothing but TV. This is his first movie. That's why it feels like a TV show.
Yeah, it feels. The guy doesn't have the chops for this.
Yeah.
So then Galactus comes down to Earth. They don't explain for a moment as to why Galactus comes down to Earth. When Silver Surfer was just there, I would argue Silver Surfer is probably way more qualified to get the small child, right? She's faster. She can go through walls. She doesn't but you know what they needed? They needed the Galactus Godzilla moment where he's stomping around Manhattan, crushing skyscrapers, dude.
Yeah.
They needed that. So he comes down for seemingly no reason to get the baby. They have to they send everyone underground for safety. I'm like, just leave the city. But they needed a reason to have Mole Man in the movie, but you didn't. You didn't have to have this character in the movie whatsoever.
You didn't have to, yeah.
Just evacuate the city. One word. Okay, we gotta evacuate. Okay, calm down. So he comes down, and their whole plan was to get him. They're gonna use the baby as bait. He's gonna come and walk into the pad, and they activate the teleporter. It's a horrible plan, Shane. It's a no, I'm going to be honest with you. It's a horrible plan because before he can take a single step into that danger zone, he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you clever humans," because they moved the baby.
While he was distracted, yes.
Why he's distracted? They moved the
burned his
baby,
eyes. Yeah.
and so he doesn't buy it, and he goes and he gets the baby anyways. And then you do have a cool moment where Sue Storm is like mom power. She's like,
Oh yeah. That was cool. That was a good scene.
very cool scene where she pushes that sucker, and she
Mama bared it.
She mama bears him into the portal, and Mr. Fantastic jumps up there and saves the baby in the nick of time. And you have a great scene where, because of the connection that Silver Surfer had with Johnny Storm, she does the right thing in the very last moment. And right before Johnny Storm can sacrifice himself to get that final push to save the world, she knocks his ass out of the way. And at first you're like, oh my God, she's stopping him.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
And that was really
like, oh,
cool.
no.
I thought she was stopping him.
Yep.
Because the whole movie, she's been extremely antagonistic.
Yes. No, that was actually a if you
Very
give
cool.
a positive to the movie. That was a good move. As the audience, you want me to be surprised,
Yes.
and that actually surprised me. Because I kept thinking as he's about to sacrifice himself, I'm like, does this guy not? Do they not? I'm spending about 10 seconds wondering, is he gone? Does the baby replace him? Is the baby part of the new Fantastic Four? What the hell's happening?
Yeah, for a minute, I thought maybe they're going to kill off Johnny Storm.
I thought so. I believe they were going to kill off
Yeah.
Johnny Storm, and that's good.
And then she stopped him, which is a cool scene. And then she basically killed herself off, because there's no way she lives once they get to the other side of that.
Right. Unless he needs somebody to help him go find planets to go eat. So,
Yeah, maybe. And so she saves the day. Now, Sue Storm is effectively dead because she overdid it. They made a very point to have exposition in there where Fantastic is like, "You're overdoing it, Sue."
yeah.
Right? And she's dead. And then, super cosmic, godlike baby, brings her back to life. Which I saw that coming from a mile away. But first off, they're not going to kill off Sue Storm. She's literally cast in Doomsday. So
We knew as soon as they put her on the chest, I was like, that's it. The baby was on the chest. I'm like, yeah, that's.
So my criticisms here is the character of Franklin is literally like cosmic level power. Like, we're talking about Genie from Aladdin. I told you this earlier today. I was like,
Yeah.
the cosmic power. Like, this guy is capable. This character is capable of anything. If you thought the Sentry was OP, Franklin can blink him out of existence without even, really thinking it through.
Yeah.
Franklin is a super powerful, cosmic level character. Why in the hell would you introduce him into a movie? Any movie is beyond me. I don't know why you do it. I don't know why you would introduce him in the very first movie. Don't know why you do it. This is a character you save for movie 5 down the road. You can literally have these movies, have Doomsday, have another sequel to Fantastic Four, and then have them and get pregnant in the third movie, and all the comic book nerds go crazy.
What makes you wonder? It makes you wonder if there is not a long-term vision for the Fantastic Four in Marvel's eyes.
They're just throwing everything out there at once.
Yeah, because after Avengers, we think about it. So what's going to happen after Avengers? The next Avengers movies comes out next year, Doomsday. They're going to have an opportunity to figure out what the aftermath of that is, and then what characters can they move forward with at that time. Well, what do you think they're going to move forward with? Thor.
No, they're not. No way.
Why wouldn't they?
Hemsworth is done. He's done.
But maybe it gets reinvigorated. What else is Hemsworth doing out there that's worth a shit?
Yeah, he ain't doing nothing. You're
He
right.
might be like, I might be down for 3 more Thor movies.
Maybe more X-Men movies.
With who?
Maybe Doomsday. Oh my God. I just figured out what they're doing.
All right, let's hear it.
Doomsday is to figure out what characters everyone likes. And those are the characters that get new contracts.
I like that.
That's what it is.
Which makes sense. But what if it's Fantastic Four? Now we've screwed up.
Yeah, if it's Fantastic Four, you've already blown your wad, dude.
Right.
Like, well, what's the next big bad? Now they're gonna fight the Mole Men. Like you introduced and beat Galactus, and now you're gonna introduce and beat Doctor Doom. What's left?
Dude, I am so sickened right now. As much as I love these actors, I'm sick.
The microverse. They did that with Ant-Man.
Dude, I am sickened that James Marsden and Patrick Stewart, who I love, and Ian McKellen, these guys should not be in this movie.
No, they should not.
It should not be in this movie, man. They need to do something else. I'm a little freaked out about it.
I like James Marsden, but his time as Cyclops over, bro.
It's over. Like, what are we doing here?
But especially the 90-year-old Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. They're
frail, bro.
Please let them rest. For the love of God. This is at what point does this become elder abuse? We just watched him in Picard season 3. He could barely walk.
He barely was able to film Picard season 3.
Barely, bro. He could barely even move, dude. It's crazy. Watching him do that is like and I love Patrick Stewart, bro, but come on. This is nuts.
Jeez.
You're totally right. So I think you guys know that the movie wasn't bad. It wasn't woke. My gripe with this movie is that it feels like wasted potential. It feels like it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't a bad movie. It's fine. But it could have been so much better. You had the right casting. You had the right look. You had the right tone. Like everything, all the right pieces were there. But
you even had a good story, sort of.
You sort of had a good story, but things were just in the wrong place.
Yeah.
The editing was a little off. It was a little rushed. In some places it was rushed. In some places it was pointless. And it just felt sort of messy and a wasted opportunity. It's not a bad film, but I wouldn't call it a great film either. It's so much better than what we've been getting from MCU, for sure.
See, that's what's happening right now. See, that's what it is. So you're going to feel like it's a good film because everything has been so bad. So you're going to say to yourself, "Oh, it's a pretty good film." But in reality, it's just an okay film.
It's okay.
It's what would it be? Maybe the second Captain America movie?
Yeah.
No,
wait, second Captain America. No, that was a good movie, actually.
Was it?
That was Civil War, right?
No. The first, I don't know. I got to go back and look at it. But anyways, it's one of those in between. Not the first movie.
It's like Iron Man 2.
Iron Man 2. Yeah, there you go.
It's not.
Maybe Iron Man 3.
Maybe Iron Man 3. It's not as good as Iron Man 2.
Better visuals, better, but yeah.
Yeah, this is akin to Iron Man 3. It's not woke. The casting's there. The story's right. Yeah. But some decisions, like The Mandalorian, all that, some decisions were like confusing. Some things were out of place. Not everything lined up logically. Things didn't work as intended, and it sort of disappoints me because it could have been great.
Yeah, it's like a little better than Thor: Dark World.
Right, it's better than Thor: Dark World,
but not as good as Thor: Ragnarok.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, perfect. It's like in there somewhere.
Right, and but you compare it to like a lot of the crap we've been getting, you're like,
better,
fantastic film, fantastic movie, fantastic.
Not as good as Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts was a breakout thing. Yeah,
I love it.
So the thing is, we're at the end of this review, guys. I'll tell you this: do you need to watch this in theaters? Probably not.
No, I don't think so.
You got a year before the next Marvel thing. You can just wait. You can wait this sucker out.
I mean, I'm a big fan of saying support the theaters and go watch movies in theater, but it's not a must-see thing. Yeah, it's not. There's no rush to it. Right. And I don't think the experience at the movie theater is going to be that much greater than on your big screen TV at home, honestly.
Yeah, and it's going to be on Disney Plus in like a month. So,
yeah, and I would tell you, like, you got to go see Superman at the theater.
Yeah, that's a theater movie.
That's an experience you need at the theater. This movie is not. And here's what's sad. I'm worried because not worried, but I do think this movie is going to beat Superman financially.
I mean, it's Marvel, yeah.
And it's a shame because it's not a better movie than Superman, but it's going to be another I'm telling you, those boys down at DC, they do not want another embarrassment. If you go back and look at all the Superman releases every time, you got to go all the way back to Christopher Reeve Superman before you don't get your ass whooped by another superhero movie the same year Superman gets released.
Right.
So,
well, Rotten Tomatoes, I mean, look, Superman's still doing pretty well. Its Rotten Tomatoes score is rock solid.
Dude, Jurassic World is still beating it domestically.
Well, I mean, Jurassic World, yeah, Jurassic. I actually think this is the last Jurassic Park movie that's going to do well. I think people
I just don't get it.
I think people are officially like they officially know now. These are not good movies. Like,
do they? Because they keep going to them, man.
Yeah, I can't.
This one was bad.
I can't tell you why. Like, it's not a good movie. Like, I'm sorry, for real. This Jurassic World Rebirth is I would even argue it's a bad film. Like, it's a bad film. All the good parts of this movie, we've already seen before in other Jurassic Park movies, just with different dinosaurs.
Jesus.
But Superman's doing well, 84, 92%. So is Fantastic Four. But Fantastic Four is based on a lot less reviews. So we'll see how that goes. And as far as financially speaking, I actually have this idea that Fantastic Four helps Superman. Because it gives families an event to do this weekend.
How does that help Superman?
Remember when
you're saying them go see? No, they're going to go see Fantastic Four.
No, they might actually wait for a double kicker like they did with Barbie and Oppenheimer.
Maybe.
I've done it before with my family. I haven't done it in a long time, but when my kids were younger, we would go.
Well, yeah, no, it makes sense because you can just sneak into the next theater after paying for the first ticket, and you just get to watch the second movie for free.
There you go, bro. Easy peasy. Okay, we're gonna wrap it up, guys.
See trope here, girls, right here. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Did you like Fantastic Four? Are you gonna watch it? Are you gonna wait for it to come on streaming? Do you care at all whatsoever? Are you confused as to why we are covering a Marvel movie on a DC channel?
Because you want us to.
Whatever your thoughts are, hit the comment section on the way there. Do me a solid. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. Also, say something nice about Shane. Shane has really supported us in times when I couldn't do it. He would come on. Say something nice about Shane in the comment section. Please. Again, we love you, and we'll see you next week. Oh, yeah. Stay super.